Hello everybody and welcome to another video from Mac User, and in this video we're going to set up a USB bootable drive with the new macOS 26 or Tahoe. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, let's get into the video, shall we? So just like all the other Mac operating systems, you have to download the whole app, which will automatically place itself into the applications folder. However, as of going live with this video, that option doesn't seem to be available through the App Store. So I've sort of searched through it and I just could not get the option to re-download software on a machine that's running 26. And I've even tried it on Sequoia as well, and that didn't work. On Sequoia, it just automatically booted. It didn't give me the option to, once it had downloaded, to actually to cancel the installation, so I could then use the app on a USB installation using Terminal. Anyway, I found a way around it. So I do have an MDS server, so I have got several articles on that. I do need to make a couple more videos on how you set up a build server for macOS, but I've got a build there, so I can actually download it from the developer's version using the MDS server, and then that app, I can then transfer that app over to the machine in question that I'm going to use to run the terminal command that will then create the boot drive. So that's the way I've sort of got round it, really. So I don't really show that in the video, so apologies for that. But anyway, first thing you've got to do is, once you've got the build, and as you can see on my video here, that I've got the installer there, and I'm going to rename it because it's actually from the MDS build server, so it's got a slight different naming convention to that of the standard one that you would get. And as you can see on this video, there I've got the a previous version, so Sonoma is there. So you just basically got to change the naming convention to pretty much the same as the Sonoma one is. I also tried the terminal command software fetch all installation, and that actually downloaded the latest version of macOS for this particular machine. But again, it just ran the terminal command and just said, yep, I've done that, and that was it. So I couldn't even get that version of the download. So again, the only way I got the installation package to stay in the application folder was use a version that I downloaded from the MDS server. So I've got the installer downloaded, and all I'm going to do is just press enter on the actual app and then change the naming convention. So I'm just renaming the naming convention, and then in the terminal command, so I've cut and pasted from my website the actual terminal command, and all you're going to do is change part of the command so that the naming convention marries up to the actual installer that you're going to use. And then the bit at the other end is just to make sure that your naming convention for your USB drive is the same as well. So for mine, it's just called My Volume, which is exactly the same as the one that's on the Apple website. As of going live on this video, there isn't a terminal command for Mac OS 26 on their website, but no doubt that'll change over the next few months, I suppose. Anyway, so I'm happy with my terminal command and what I've got. I copied that, and then I just paste it into the terminal command. I put the password in, and then it goes away. So when I did this video, it just seemed to just hang for a significant amount of time, and I was concerned that whether it actually was going to work, because I was using the MDS build server version of 26. But as we see within the video, that isn't the case. So as I'll speed up the video, you can see that it does actually start to go away and install the build for the USB drive. And then I go into resources, and I'm just checking to see whether that file does actually exist to create the build, which it does. As you can see on the screen, I've located it. So the file structure is then the actual file that runs the terminal command does actually work, so that it does actually exist. So as I was looking inside the file structure to make sure that create media install does actually exist as a file that you can call upon, create content media was in place, my terminal command suddenly came back to life with regards to would you like to carry on with the installer. And of course I then thought, oh okay, so it's obviously is there and it is actually working. It did take a significant amount of time to actually come up on the terminal command. I'm not really sure why. This is the first time I've used it. It's a Mac Studio that I'm using this one for, but I click yes, and then it goes away and starts creating the build package. It also prompted me for the terminal to have access to the USB drive, so I pressed to allow that to take place, and then the data file will then go away and copy the data across to the USB installer. It also changes the USB name from the original naming convention, which was my volume, and it creates it into the install macOS and then Tahoe, if that's how you pronounce it, or Mac 26. So that goes away and builds it. This one took, I think it was anything between 35 and 40 minutes to do this. So again, if you're going to create these boot sticks, you just need to just sit there and let that do its business, and go away and get a very long cup of tea or a lunch break. It would be my advice. I mean, I'm fortunate I've got a spare machine that I can use as a test machine, so while that's going away doing that, I can carry on with other things to do. So just bear that in mind. Okay, so it's comes to 100%, and then once it's finished its completion, it obviously then tells you in the terminal command that it's completed the install, and that's it. So the memory stick is now done, and it's ready to go. So your next thing that you have to then go away and do is run that installer. So I think there's only one machine now that can run 26, which I think is the 2020 Intel machines. So on those, you just obviously boot the same way as you would do with any Intel machine for the USB side of things. For the silicon-based machines, it's the power button, so you have to keep the power button in on the boot, and then it gives you the pop-up menu, and the USB stick should appear as one of the boot options on the menu. So it will then give you the option to then go away and run that installer for that Mac. And I have tested this on a Sonoma and a Sequoia silicon-based machine, and both of them went away and actually did the installer for me. I've placed a link in the description below of the terminal command, and there's an article on my website if you want to go and have a look at that as well. But it's a pretty straightforward thing. The only sticky point is actually trying to find a Mac 26 application. That was the bit that was actually quite sticky to try and find. So anyway, that's the end of this video. Hopefully that was useful. Look forward to seeing you on the next video, and as always, have a great day. Thanks for watching.